Welcome to Hope Through the Hard, a curated coalition podcast where we talk honestly about life struggles and how to face them in healthy, hope-filled ways. In 2 Corinthians 4, Paul says, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." That's the purpose of this space. Real conversations about the hard things in life and the hope that carries us through. Visit curatedcoalition.com to find our coaching services and book a free consultation.
Hi, I'm Levi. This is Ashley, and we have Lincoln and Lyndon with production, and I think Lyndon has kid question today. So,
Okay, what is your least favorite thing to do?
My least favorite thing to do?
Yeah.
Oh, something that I have to do but I don't like doing?
Yeah, like chores.
Oh, well, you already asked us that question, I think, last week.
I think it was food last week. Like your least favorite food.
Oh.
Might have been.
At some point you asked what our least favorite chore was.
Favorite and least favorite. But what is your least favorite thing?
What is my least favorite thing to do?
It's not a chore.
That's not a chore. I don't know. Hi, Lovey. Least favorite thing to do that's not a chore? I really hate the grocery store. I don't love to just go to the grocery store. Walmart is the worst version of a grocery store, and I don't like going there.
That's real though.
Huh?
That's real.
Yeah,
and that's why I go to the grocery stores every
that's
week.
right. You do. It's a very, very helpful service system. I appreciate it.
Yes. My least favorite thing to do is wake up.
Well, I like it that you wake up. I don't want you to not wake up.
I don't like waking up. It's no fun.
Yeah. Okay, Chicken, what's your least favorite thing to do?
Probably going to bed because I have to get off Fortnite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lincoln, least favorite thing to do?
Wake up.
Wake
Yep.
Go to bed, 2 wake ups, and 1 go to the store.
Go to the store. You don't have to do yours all the time.
That's true. I appreciate you taking one for the team on that.
Ours are a daily thing.
Okay. Yeah, they are. Good question,
Yep.
buddy. That was fun. Thank you. Okay, so today we're kind of taking a different route. We've talked for 3 weeks about triggers, and today we are talking about something that you can do to help your body heal.
Right.
And so my question for you is, what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools for your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual health, and I would even venture to add physical health, isn't something that you buy, but something that you can step into?
Yeah. And it's free?
It's free.
Nice.
It's absolutely free.
Well, yeah. Why not do that?
Yeah.
Right? Because then it's free and available to everybody all the time.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah.
And what if the solution to so many of the things we're struggling with, stress, disconnection, even behavioral issues with your children,
Yep.
has been right outside the door the whole time?
Yeah.
It's a crazy question.
Yeah. And so this very powerful tool is, like you said, completely free.
Free.
And very available to you no matter where you live.
No matter?
No matter
and
where
it
you
fixes
live.
all my problems?
I wouldn't say all of your problems, but it will help regulate you,
Yes.
in a lot of ways.
And our kids.
Yes. Yes. So today we're talking about something simple, but super powerful. And it's why being outside, being outdoors matters for your kids, for your family, for you.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about today. So we live in a world that is increasingly an indoor society.
Yes.
We're on screens. We are behind a computer. We are, for large part, just completely disconnected from creation, and that disconnects us from our creator.
Yeah, and our bodies and our brain are meant for something different. And whenever we disconnect from that, then, we're not going to function at the full capacity of what we need to, not just physically, but also our thoughts and our emotions as well.
Yeah, I think that we forget that we were created and placed in a garden, not inside a house.
Yeah.
And so today we are going to look, of course, because I feel like research matters. Looking at things from a scientific standpoint matters. So we're going to look at, what does the research say? And what does developmental science tell us? What what does somatic healing have to do with any of this? Because it does play into that. And then what does scripture say? Why getting outside really shouldn't be optional for human beings, why it's essential.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that's the key of all of it is go back to the source, go back to the design, how God made us. And science also matches because God created science of everything.
Yeah. So, thought-provoking question for everyone.
Yeah.
When was the last time you spent 30 minutes outside without your phone?
Without my phone?
Without your phone.
Or checking my phone. Which
Without
one?
your phone.
Without my
without
phone?
being on your phone.
Probably in the past week or so.
Because when we walk, I don't have my phone, but
Right.
you are always on yours,
'cause-
even when we walk.
Yeah, because the boys or whatever.
And
Sometimes
it's your lunch
driveway
break,
stuff
and so
and things like that. But like whenever it's super hot outside, I don't take my phone outside and just try to stand outside for. Sometimes it's not a full 30 minutes; it's just 15. It's like I need a break.
yeah.
But it's been a hot minute because it's not been warm.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that this week. Like, I often sit outside, but I do take my phone. When we walk, I do try to
Right.
not have my phone. I have it in case the boys need something.
Right.
Because we walk on your lunch break. But yeah. So before we get into statistics, which I think is important, I'm going to look at just one thing that's foundational. The human body was created to live in rhythm with creation. And from the very beginning, scripture places us in a garden, like I said, not in a building, not in a house, not anywhere else. We were in a garden. And we have normalized a lifestyle that our bodies were never meant for.
Right.
And so Genesis chapter 2 is when we see God putting Adam and Eve in the garden to live, to work, and to commune with him, to walk with him, to be with him.
Yeah. And I think that's huge if you go back to the design, it's not just beneficial, that's what we were meant to do. Not to walk around naked right now, because that's also what we were designed to do is walk around naked.
I don't know how you managed to make things awkward.
Of everything. Yes. At some point, we're going to not have a clothes again, Lincoln, right? Yeah. Lincoln's like, yeah, well. And who was it? Dr. Seth that said that a lot of times we need to go outside. We need to get as much sun, show as much skin to the sun, and be able to take in the full things. And he's like trying to find somebody that at some point will just go out and stand outside in the morning.
In a Speedo.
No,
naked.
Less than a Speedo.
Just naked. Because our body is meant to absorb the sun. And so with that, I know that caught you off guard. That's what we are designed to do. It's beneficially physically for us. And if we go back to the real design of Genesis, here's what God made us to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm not arguing that we should be outside with clothes on. Like, there is very good science that says that the more vitamin D that your body gets, the healthier that you are, especially like your abdomen should be getting vitamin D for digestion and gut health. That is very true. You just really
threw you off.
Threw me
I'm
there.
going to get a Speedo now, Lincoln.
Yeah. It's going.
No.
Dad's going to the pool in a Speedo. That's embarrassing.
Just sit in the backyard with a Speedo on.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how this conversation has taken this particular turn, but I guess here we are.
You talked about it.
I did not. I think what we're saying then, try to get us back on track if that's even possible. Creation, being outdoors, isn't just our environment. It's a regulation and it's a connection to something much deeper.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think that's huge of understanding that. So do you think that people underestimate how disconnected we've become from the original design of what we were created for?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that in the last, I would say maybe like 100 years, we have become such a different society than we were ever before that. And if you look at history, like the Industrial Revolution, moving us outside of our small family unit and putting us in cities and factories and all of that, that slow shift, I mean, in the grand scheme of history, it's not a slow shift.
Right.
It was very quick. Right. But that shift from a more agricultural based society where we worked and lived mostly with the people in our own homes to a disjointed society where we don't even really have much connection with our family of origin over a long term, like over, really most children, once they hit 18, they're gone. Right. And so I think that just moving us outside of that agricultural based society and into cities and putting us in factories and then, behind screens and behind computers and putting us in buildings all day. Like, we have no idea what our optimal setting really is, in my opinion.
Right.
Like, because we are so far from it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's even generations from now, we're going to see even more of what's taking place because we're just building a culture that's changed. COVID changed everything. Yeah. Where now a lot of people can all work from home. So you're not even getting out of your house to go to work. So it's just, I just wake up and open my computer and get to work. Kids don't have to necessarily do a lot of stuff because even e-learning days happen for public school kids and always on a screen. And that's, not necessarily what our design was meant to be.
Definitely not. And I think that we truly, like I said, I don't think that we have any idea how could function if we were living more closely with the way that we were designed.
Right.
So, okay. So what does the research say? The CDC says that children should get at least, bare minimum, 60 minutes of physical activity every day. Most children don't come anywhere close to a full hour of physical activity every day. Why is that important? Well, outdoor play naturally increases movement, endurance, and full body engagement. And so it's much more than just structured indoor activity. Much, much more. Children who play outside they're balancing, they're doing gross motor and fine motor at the same time. You're not going to get that with structured indoor play.
Right. Well, and also it's not just exercise isn't just about this in the situation. We're meant to do more than just walk on a treadmill. Right. Well, I did my 30 minutes. Woo. Okay. No, you're meant to go outside and walk up and down hills and to learn how to keep balance. And I think we're going to talk a little bit more about this as well, but get outside and do some extra activities, not just lift weights, but do some other stuff that's also going to help train your muscles, train your body to be able to do some different things. Yeah. That for day-to-day activity should be happening.
Yeah, because, outside kids run, they climb, they balance, they explore. That's gross motor development in real time. Right. And if they're climbing, a lot of times they're also handling leaves and touching, they're doing things that are gross motor and fine motor all at the same time. And so climbing, of course, requires strength and coordination. I am not great at climbing. I don't have great coordination. Of course, running is great for your heart. Uneven ground teaches your body balance, and it actually connects your brain with your body. Yeah. So you get some additional benefit there.
Right. Yeah, and I love that because those are the things that sometimes we don't realize that we're missing out on if all we're doing is walking on a treadmill or exercising inside, whatever it might be.
Yeah, I think that scenery, just the scenery part for your emotional regulation is huge too.
It helps transition your brain. Yeah. And breathing fresh oxygen into your lungs and changes a lot of what your body's meant to be changing. Yeah. And doing.
Yeah.
It's huge.
So, fun question for you.
Fun question.
Think about your childhood.
Sure, you want to ask that?
I am. I'm going to ask that. What did being outside look like for you?
Life, everyday life. We weren't allowed to be inside. Do the chores in the morning, summertime, anyways. Chores in the morning, and then you're gone. Whether that's at the pool or that's riding bikes at the neighbors, running all over town.
Yep.
Always outside. And then at night, it was baseball or football or something else that was going on. So, yeah, there wasn't much time indoors growing up.
Yeah, I did not love necessarily being outside.
No.
When I was younger, but I loved to take a book outside and read outside in the sun. Like I loved to swim. Like I was super happy going to the pool and swimming. But and we did ride. I mean, I did ride my bike some, but I didn't love just like those sorts of things that our boys really chicken.
Yeah.
Like he loves to just like climb and run and nonsense himself to death outside.
Right.
I didn't love that, but I did like being outside, just doing girly things outside, like reading a book.
Yeah, well, and that's the deal is that you find some different creative ways of doing things whenever you're outside. Because then again, you're separating from a screen, hopefully, and finding something to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something that's a lot of this generation of children don't do because it's easy to be entertained by a screen
Yes.
for hours and not even realize it.
Not even know. Yeah. Okay, so the second major component I think that is super, super important, besides just this is the way our bodies were designed, is the impact of sun. And so how does the sunlight and vitamin D you every day? And I think some of those things are really surprising. The National Institute of Health estimates that around 40% of U.S. adults are vitamin D deficient. Sunlight, of course, impacts our vitamin D production and our immune function, our bone health.
Yeah.
How many people who are older do you know who, I have osteoporosis? Get outside.
You talk way too much to people to ask them once. That's not a question I ask anybody. Do you have osteoporosis?
I don't ask them that. They volunteer that. But something that I think people might not realize is that sunlight also helps to regulate your circadian rhythm. So if you could get outside without your glasses for 15 minutes first thing in the morning and get early morning sun without sunglasses, without like I need glasses to see, but that helps to regulate your circadian rhythm and helps improve your sleep.
Right.
So obviously, an improved circadian rhythm impacts your sleep quality, your hormone balance, and your mood. Imagine that. Being in the sunshine helps your mood.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So I think that's huge we buy vitamins all the time. Or it's buy drugs, or we're buying this. And so many times.
Prescription drugs, do you mean?
Multivitamin, huh?
The prescription drugs, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
My brain's the one that's crazy. Like multivitamin. That's a thing that's all over the place of advertisement of just get all your vitamins right here. And what's in there? The things you would get a lot of if you would just go outside for 15 minutes, 30 minutes or an hour and enjoy some sunlight to let your body absorb into that stuff. And with it, it's cool of how you're talking about everything regulates, flushes and changes. And what's I think is neat is that so many people can't sleep very well. And it's tied to that.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. It's especially true for kids.
Right.
Especially true for kids. If you get your kids outside in the sunshine, let them play outside in the sun, it dramatically improves their sleep patterns.
Yeah.
Dramatically.
Yeah. Well, and I've noticed that with our kids in the wintertime, depending on where you're located. Actually, winters where it'd be gray outside a lot and the sun, you really can't see it. But in the summertime, you could wear out a kid by having them outside for a couple hours and they just drained.
For sure. So what is the benefit mentally for for your body if you're outside. So research published in the Environmental Health Perspectives shows that time outdoors is associated with an improved attention span, better memory, and reduced anxiety. That is huge, especially for kids who struggle with focus. If you have a kid who is diagnosed with ADHD or something like that, being outside in the sunshine, fabulous.
So me going outside after a stressful meeting I've had, totally
Yes.
helps my brain readjust, and I can feel the stress just fall off whenever you're going outside. I've done this over and over again, where it's like, okay, I just need to get outside. I need to go outside and breathe. Oh, here's the sun, and it feels so good. And then you close your eyes and just enjoy it. And then also for me, it's a time for kind of just saying, hey, God, this is really cool. And just thank you for the sun and how this makes me feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Being outside in the sunshine reduces mental fatigue and restores your capacity for long-term attention. And so, yes, that has always been something that I have struggled with when I was in education. Teachers would keep kids in from recess. Like, the last thing that you want to take from that kid is their ability to get outside.
Right.
Don't do it.
Right. Yeah.
And so
Hated that growing up as a kid, and it'd be raining outside and you didn't get to go outside and play. It's like, oh, teacher, you're just asking for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we didn't get our energy out, and also we didn't get to release some of that part of our body that's able to enjoy the fresh air and detox a little bit.
Yeah. And that's the whole next thing that I was wanting to talk about, was that it reduces your stress.
Right.
Actually, so from somatic therapy, which we've talked about somatic therapy and the benefits of somatic therapy. We have a whole episode on that. So from a somatic therapy perspective, nature is one of the most easily accessible regulation tools that we could possibly tap into. Studies show that when we spend time in nature, it reduces cortisol, which is your body's stress hormone. And so I think that if we can just wrap our heads around that, you can lower your stress hormone, cortisol, when you get outside.
Right.
So some somatic activities that you could do outdoors are barefoot grounding, which increases your sensory input.
Right.
I heard Lincoln earlier this week. I was like, dude, what are you doing walking out here without shoes on? And he was like, I'm practicing somatic therapy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even argue with you.
Nope.
That's great. Good job, bud. So slow walking helps with breath and awareness, like just taking in the things around you, noticing the things around you as you walk slowly.
Right.
And we talked about in that somatic episode that walking is a bilateral, stimulation. So that is great somatic therapy. And also just sit in stillness and observe what's around you.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend doing that, someplace where there is moving water, the ocean, a river, a stream, whatever.
Right.
Also, you can regulate your cortisol just by listening to the wind, the birds sing, anything like that.
Which is cool, because being outside changes everything with our nervous system and helps us settle down. But one of the things I think is cool is that our body remembers to do all this without us necessarily just saying, hey, do this.
Yeah.
And so as soon as we put ourselves into that environment, and there's sometimes I'm like, I'll just go sit outside. I don't know why. I'm just going to go sit outside. And then it's like, oh, yeah, now I remember why. Because my body's immediately calming me down and transforming everything automatically, not needing to tell me, but that's something, as we've been talking about, triggers, is finding those situations of saying, hey, you need to get outside.
Yeah.
Your body's telling you signs of, hey, here's a signal, pay attention, you need to regulate.
Go outside.
Go outside.
Yeah. So another benefit, especially for children, of course, is free play and social development. So unstructured outdoor play, which just means you open the door and you tell your kid, go play. Yeah,
Touch grass.
Yes. Yeah. Like unstructured outdoor play is one of the most important developmental tools that we have. And in large part is completely disappearing from society. Your child doesn't need more screen time. They need more green. They need more green time. They need more time in the grass. They need more time in the trees. They need more time outdoors.
Yeah.
So free play. What are the benefits of like what we grew up with? Like open the door, get outside. I'll see you when the street lights come on. My neighborhood didn't have street lights because we lived in the country. But what are the benefits of that? Creativity. These children will come up with the most incredible things. Lincoln every year does a play, and they have Tech Week on Tybee. And I didn't understand the magnitude of this creative time with all of these younger siblings outside until recently, because I help with. I mean, that's kind of my time to volunteer.
Right.
And the other moms do painting and set development. I help during that week. But I found out, a couple months ago, that they have, over the course of the last several years, created a whole world they go to and they plan when they're doing Tech Week at Tybee. Yeah. And it has a name. And they have maps drawn for it. Awesome. They have a government, like there's a leader, and there's creative play with that. It is just incredible to me. Problem solving. They're not just problem solving socially if they're playing outside with other kids, but they're problem solving with nature. If I step here, what happens? If I jump here, what happens? Confidence. Those sorts of things that they're practicing and they're interacting with builds confidence in their own decision making, which I think is huge.
Right.
They learn I can do things on my own. I don't need an adult to hold my hand. Yeah. I got it. I'm good. Yeah. And then, of course, it helps their emotional regulation.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, I think this is huge of helping your kids be able to get into a safe space as well, because I know from places that we have lived, it's easier sometimes just tell your kids to go outside. There's other times where we've lived like in an apartment and it's like, no, we're not telling our kids just to go outside.
Right.
And so then we as adults had to put them into some of these situations to be outside in a safe space.
Yes.
I think is key to understand too, because in some places you can't just do that and understand that. And that's when parents, this is important.
It is.
For your kids to learn all these things, because that's how they grow up to be an adult.
Yes.
And I think it's important to understand that it's okay to know your situation. It may not just be a kick your kid out the door,
right,
but put them in a safe space to thrive.
Yeah, and then let them do it. Let them run. Let them play. They don't need you to stand over them the whole time. Obviously, they need to be safe and they need to be accounted for, and there needs to be eyes on them. Yeah. But let them play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's the social skills of what you're talking about, of negotiation, conflict resolution, cooperation, leadership. I think is huge for kids to go outside and play freely. They're actually learning how to be adults.
They are.
Life skills.
Yes.
Those are huge.
Yeah. And like just hearing you list all of those things, like I'm thinking about Lyndon's little friends and their world that they have. I mean, they have something similar here in the neighborhood where they create these things, but all of those things are happening. The leadership, the cooperation, learning to resolve conflict. Like I've overheard Lyndon and one of the other little girls, they were trying to plan a name for our world, and they were talking about it, and they were like, well, we don't want it to be too boyish, but it can't be too girlish. I mean, like, just the give and take. And that it was a very natural conversation, and no one got angry, but it was just, well, we want to make sure that we respect everybody.
Right.
That's huge. Yeah. That's huge. Yep. Yeah.
And I think that's not going to happen if they're just inside.
No, there is not a game or a an app or a whatever indoors that replaces that.
Nope.
You just can't.
No.
You cannot mimic that indoors.
Right.
Yeah. So what about us older people? We've talked about all of the obvious benefits for children, but is that applicable for age? Is
Sure
it
hope so.
applicable for generations older than us? The answer is yes. This isn't just for kids. For adults and older individuals, being outside supports mobility. As we age, that's something that we can lose, is our ability to be mobile and confident in our mobility.
Right.
So being outside consistently as you age, very important. It obviously your joint health. If you are outside and you are moving, you are lubricating your joints. You are keeping yourself from becoming literally a couch potato.
Right.
You are also preventing falls by practicing balance, which is huge for especially older adults. Hate to say this, but it also helps ward off cognitive issues like dementia and Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So being outside is incredibly important for older adults. Walking outside improves your brain health. Sunlight, again, mood and memory. Nature reduces isolation and depression. So, and I was thinking, as we were talking about this, that there's a lady that we pass when we walk, and she's got a dog, and she's older,
Yep.
and she lives alone. She very much uses her dog and her walk as a great way to meet people and to be social and to participate still in, being human and not being cooped up in her house all the time. She's out all the time, all the time.
Well, and I think this is something we need to think about as we get older, as age adults, but also even as seniors.
Did he just call me middle-aged? I fear he did.
No, he didn't. He was talking about other people.
Thank you, Lincoln. Okay.
Seniors and what we have to deal with, I think is something to really think about, process.
You're right.
Be very intentional of saying, I need to get outside. I need to walk. I need to go outside and watch birds. So many older generation people that we have talked to love watching birds on their back porch and all that. And it's like, oh yeah, that's great. Get outside.
Go out and do it.
Some nursing homes, I remember watching your grandparents in their nursing home, and it's like the room has got a window, but no sunlight's coming in. It's sad.
Very.
Sad to watch, where some nursing homes would have rooms for birds that I've seen, and outdoor areas that they can go outside and just kind of be out in the sun, which is something that needs to continue to happen whenever we become seniors, and we need to be intentional of making sure we're still doing that.
We outgrow a lot of things,
Right.
but not our need to get outside.
Correct.
Not our need to be in creation.
Yeah.
So how does this support our family? That's a big question. One of the most overlooked benefits, I think, for being outside is what it does for relationships. Being outside removes distractions. It's much harder to have your phone, to be on your computer outside. So it removes distractions and screens and pressure. And so it creates space then for conversation. Like you can talk and laugh and just be connected to the person that you're outside with.
Yeah. And I love that. I love whenever we go outside. So what's one of your favorite family memories that's happened outside?
Oh, we went apple picking once. That was really fun. Hiking. I don't love to hike, like just aimless wandering. But hiking to a point is fun. I've spent hundreds of hours outside with the kids watching them surf, watching Lincoln skimboard, watching Chicken jump. jump on the jetties, like just jump from jetty to jetty and then jumping into the water. Like, I love watching them do those things outside. Say a big chunk of my favorite things about thinking about our family are outside activities more than inside.
Over times we've gone hiking in the mountains and stuff like that. It's always been a blast to see nature and to watch the kids bounce around, especially like by the rivers and stuff, and jump and climb and see what else they can do in nature, and then see animals and they see different things, and watch Adeline freak out because she sees
A snake.
a snake. And it's like, well, let me pick it up for you. Yeah. But I think those are the greatest memories, is because it's time of celebrating with each other and going out and just having fun outside.
Yeah.
Not boxed inside of a box of indoors.
Yeah. Psalm 19:1 talks about creation declaring the glory of God. And Romans 1:20 talks about God's nature being seen through creation. So creation doesn't just support our physical health, but it naturally points us back to our Creator.
Yeah. And I think being outside also helps us to kind of see how big the world really is and how small we are, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because God's created this massive world, and he's put us in this specific place for a reason, to enjoy where he's put us and to be able to go and explore how great of a mighty God he is of creating all of the world. And let's go explore it and go outside and enjoy that.
Yeah.
Whatever season it might be.
I'm not going outside in the cold, but you could do that. But yes, being outside reorients us.
Yeah.
It absolutely reminds us who God is and who we are in relation to him. And it's easy to think when you're inside that you're the big person and that, you're at the top of, for lack of a better phrase, the food chain. When you get outside, you have no option but to look up. You look up and you see how tall, the heavens are and how massive the trees are. And it's just a good reminder that we're not the only things on the planet, and that he cares for all of those things, all of them.
Yep.
And so what do we do with all of this? That's the big question.
Go outside.
Yeah. Yes. So what are some simple ways to start?
Right.
Tell us. Interested. Do you have ideas?
Well, there's lots of small things to start, especially figuring out some time in every day, maybe, or, figuring out your schedule. Do family walks.
Yes.
Is something that's happened before. We did that at one point whenever I was little. I remember we would eat and be full and be like, oh, and it's like, let's go walk. Why? Because it helped move dinner and digestion.
Yeah.
Outdoor camping trips, unstructured. The boys and I are heading to a camping trip next week. And so we're going to be out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so it's going to be a fun time of doing that. Morning sunlight exposure is key. We don't like waking up, right, Lincoln? But at some point, go outside, go see a sunrise, and seeing that, because the sun, your eyes catching the sun is a huge thing of how it regulates for your entire day with that. Meals outside, I think is cool.
Love eating outside.
Yeah, until the sand gnats and all the bugs show up, and then extra protein.
This episode just keeps going off the rails.
And another key part of it is the Sabbath in nature. Rest, take time and make a point of actually going out and doing that. I think is huge.
Yeah.
So
a few reflection questions. How much time do you currently spend outside? And what is one small way that you could increase that this week? And then take an inventory. What are the changes that you notice? Do you notice changes in your mood, in your energy, in your sleep patterns? So that would be kind of our encouragement for you this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think once your body starts detoxing some of that stuff and you really start spending time outside, you're going to notice a difference. and some of it may be uncomfortable at some point, because I remember sometimes in the summertime we would be outside all the time. It's like, oh yeah, my body's detoxing and I'm just uncomfortable because it's regulating, and sleeping helps, but it's just like, oh, this makes me miserable. It's helping my body to reorient and then see the great things that take place after that. So same as anything. So if we go and exercise, your body hurts.
Yeah.
Well, our bodies are trying to reorient,
Maybe.
connect with God. Great things happen.
Yeah. So we don't need more complexity. We need more connection and maybe reconnection.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that we think that healings, we have to do more. And I think what we really just need to do a lot of times for a lot of people is go outside.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that. And
Yeah.
so just start outside and start today.
Yeah.
Challenge you to do that. And if this helps you, or if you know somebody that needs to get outside, share this episode with them, make a comment. What's one of your favorite things to do outside? I think would be a cool thing. I'd love to know what everybody else likes to go and do outside.
Yeah. And if you would like to get started on your healing journey and you would like support, encouragement, connection, any of those things, you can find our coaching services at curatedcoalition.com.
Yep.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us for today's conversation. My hope is that you leave here reminded that whatever you're facing, you're not crushed, abandoned, or destroyed. That's the promise of 2 Corinthians 4:8 and 9, and the heartbeat of hope through the hard. Visit curatedcoalition.com for all of our coaching services or to book your free consultation. We'll see you next time.